you can't really just start recording users without having a privacy policy. Hey guys, welcome back to Dodefy. So in this video, I'm going to talk about how to implement Hotjar in your portfolio. So what the heck is Hotjar? So Hotjar is basically a heat map or recording or testing that is more of quantitative data instead of qualitative. So this is more of a response from a machine instead of users. So pretty much you're going to see how your portfolio is going to be doing and what design elements are useful or not. That way you could make changes according to what you see from users navigating through your portfolio. So it's pretty neat software. It's really easy to use. So I strongly recommend it. And it's really nice because it helps you know what's working and what's not. So this is a little bit different compared to user testing, because user testing it's more more accurate data, because this kind of data is a little bit less accurate because there's actually not a person talking to you and they're just navigating on their own. It's a little bit more inconvenience because honestly they don't know that they're being recorded, although it's listed in the privacy policy. So make sure to list that in the privacy policy. So let's head on to my portfolio and let me show you more in detail of what I mean. So this is my portfolio. I ended up creating it and working on it really for a while. I ended up putting a lot of hours in, and overall I'm satisfied with what I came up with. And this is basically my homepage, and this is a little bit about me and my name and a picture of myself. So these are my case studies at the bottom. Like when you scroll down from there, it's like in the middle of the page. And then want to see my design thinking in action. And then it says case studies. And then it says Dodefy Health, Tailbind, Schoolie on City Pops. So this is a C full case study or V prototype. So make sure in your portfolio that employers could see your prototype because it's really important. And not only that, but also like designs and talking about your case study briefly is also important. So here it's kind of describing more about the case study for me, like kind of like a summary. And more after that, I have I I have a video playing in the background. So it's an embed and it's playing in the background. So it's one of my YouTube videos that I had in there, but it's not playing anymore because it already finished. And this product designer, YouTuber, branding, art, and then basically more about me. And I ended up doing a call to action. So here at the bottom, you can see more skills that I have. So users could also go in there. And then at the bottom, I have my footer, which includes all my links for my portfolio. So cool thing is that Hotjar allows you to know what users are interacting. So let's head on to that right now. So right here, you can see that a lot of clicks everywhere, honestly. And you can see if they're clicking on like the top navigation, or if they're clicking on my CTA, or if they're clicking on my picture or the text. And there's a lot of clicks on the text actually. So I'm assuming that they're trying to read or follow along as they click through my text. So that's maybe an assumption. And see, so like the redder it gets, it means that it's been interacted with more often than the blue ones. Like the more heat, the more hot, the more it's interactive. So like humans, how like they touch, and when we touch something, it leaves something hot and radiating. So our heat radiates based on what we touch. So that's basically that concept of heat maps. So, and then you can see that they also clicked on this Dodefy health, tailbinds, and then all my case studies. They actually did click on it, but not as often as I thought it would. So that's why I ended up creating 2 of these kind of similar pages to see how each would do. So it's really, really cool having your heat map there. Not also your heat map, but also you could do recordings, and it shows you how users navigate throughout your portfolio. That way you can make changes according to what you find and how they interact with your design. So that's pretty much, it gets like really cold, like usually really cold. Like here, there's not really that many clicks or taps. So this is one of the pages that I did do for Hotjar. So the other page here is the second landing page that is my portfolio. So this one I included it to be a different landing page to test out the differences between those two. The data that I was able to find between those two was that listing out case studies individually instead of by tabs is more beneficial for the user because they're able to see all the case studies right away, because usually hiring recruiters or employers looking at your portfolio, they are trying to hurry up and trying to see with all the applications that they got and trying to see the portfolio that they which like the best. And listing out the case studies like this, I think, in my opinion, is better. Also, with like doing the recordings again, I ended up seeing that it was more useful for users that the case studies were laid out individually like this. So even though it's not clicked that much, but users were actually able to navigate and scroll all the way to the bottom and take a look and a peek at least on all of my case studies instead of just looking at one. So I strongly recommend not to use tabs for your case studies in case you do have that in your portfolio. So let me tell you how to what the requirements are for doing this type of testing on your portfolio. So you can't really just start recording users without having a privacy policy. So I ended up doing a privacy policy. So here's my privacy policy. So I ended up using this service called Iubenda, which I'll link in the description below. It's basically, they generate a privacy policy for you and you could put it in your website for free. And it's not going to be listed like this, but it's going to be listed as like a button, and you could embed it in your website. And it's going to say like your privacy policy of your website, and it's going to say what kind of data is collected for the following services. So like here I have that I'm getting data from like Google Analytics. I'm getting data from Stripe, which is a payment for my shop. And here's a Hotjar. I'm getting Hotjar heat maps and recordings. So make sure to include that in your privacy policy. That way you could record users on your portfolio website. So hopefully this made sense to you guys, and I'll make another video describing more of my portfolio and the route I took. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys could use Hotjar for your convenience, and hopefully you guys like it, because I like it a lot. And another alternative method was also user testing. Like I said, if you could get like users to be able to test also your portfolio, would be also beneficial. I did end up doing a couple like user testing on my portfolio and trying to see what they thought and how I could improve on it. So far, this is what I came up with. So far, a lot of people have actually complimented me on my portfolio too. So yeah, so hopefully you guys like this video. Subscribe, leave a like, comment for the next one. Peace out.